Well, hello guys, welcome back to the channel. This is my Astro vlog for March 2025 and welcome to the fantastic Doonvalley Railway Museum. Let's go. So after receiving several messages on how I did this composite image, I'd like to try and talk you through how I did a fine art light painted image with flash, portrait style and Orion in the background. So we did it all in the one night, so let me talk you through how we did the shoot. So I had 3 cameras I used on the night for the shoot. One camera, the first camera was a Canon 6D Mark II that had the 14mm lens on it. The second camera was my 5D Mark IV, which had the 20mm lens on it. And lastly, I had a Canon 1DX Mark III with a 35mm lens on it. I had 3 normal cameras, not Astro modified in any way. So I was able to use these 3 cameras to capture 3 images and then layer the light painted images afterwards. So the camera, for example, if this was the 14mm here, I would take shots of the gorgeous model Brogan. We'd get her posing up, all gorgeous, with flash. So I had 2 flashes either side of the camera coming across her, and another flash, a third flash directly behind, so it would light her up from the back to separate her from the background. So we'd do various poses there, and then I would leave that camera where it was. Then I would get my second camera. So the second camera was further down. I didn't want to take her too far down, as I'll show you, as it's quite rocky, and with her being in heels, it would have been very dangerous. Lastly, the 35mm shot was shot across here, shooting that way. After capturing all the poses, I would then switch the flashes off. Brogan was then allowed to go home because she must have been freezing. Then I had a big down jacket on, I was toasty, kind of extra layers on, and she just had her dress on. She was an absolute superstar. So after the shots with the flash, they were all switched off and put to the side. I would then move to the light painted images. So the settings for the cameras with the flash, first of all. I had on top of the camera my wee transmitter, which is here, which could program the cameras, the three flashes, off camera, so I could alter the power. The settings for the cameras, first of all the same settings, 1/60th, 5.6 at 400 ISO. The flashes, I think the flash behind and the flash to one side was 1/16th, and the flash to my other side was 1/8 full power. So that would just come across a lovely lighter up and lighter from the back. And now I'll move on to the light painting. So here it's a bit rougher ground, especially if you're in heels. So I've decided not to wear my heels again, as it's a wee bit dicey walking across here. Now the light painting, I would start This time I'll be using my triggers. There's no flash, just purely the light from my torch. So I would fire off an exposure, exactly the same settings as previous apart from the exposure time. So it's 400 ISO, f5.6. It was manual focus on Brogan. That was left at manual focus. I then just walked kind of out of shot of the camera and I would light paint this section in one exposure. Then I would move further along. Hopefully I don't fall here in the rough ground. I would move further along and light paint the next section. So this exposures were 400 ISO, f5.6, but this time it was 10 seconds to allow the torchlight to be strong enough over the 10 seconds to light up the entire carriages. Now I think in total there was 40 to 44 exposures along the front and along the back of the train, so the light would come through. And then you layer that in Photoshop. So there's 40 exposures, camera exactly in the same spot with the additional picture of Brogan. And then after all that, I would do the same again, just lighting up the areas with the 20mm and the 35mm. So you capture all of that for your 3 frames, along with your single shots at the start, and then you do the night sky. To give you an idea of the second shot with the 20mm lens in the Canon 5D Mark IV. So again, 400 ISO, f5.6, exposures with the flash were 60th of a second. So this flash was maybe a 16th of full power. Flash over here, 1/16th, 1/8th, and the flash right behind, we just need to move it left or right a touch, so Brogan's legs would maybe cover where the flash is sitting. So that would then be a 1/16th as well. So the flashes would be either side of the camera, so one here and one there. They were actually slightly further apart than this. Brogan, careful that I don't fall, would be kind of standing here looking all glamorous, and the idea was we'll lit up this area afterwards for light painting, as well as the 2 locomotives in the background. So for the 2 locomotives, again, it was exactly the same. There was 7 or 8 exposures in total, front, and then I would go right round the back and do the same. So again, that was 10 seconds, 400 ISO, f5.6, and I was just focused where Brogan was, manual focus, and left on manual focus while I did the light painting. So that's how the 20mm shot was captured, and I want to get out of here now before I fall. I'll take the kit. So for the third shoot, I used my Canon 1DX Mark III with a Sigma 35mm lens. It was an upright shoot, so Brogan would be roughly about here, all posed up. This time it was with a lamp. I think we had her either way, facing each direction. And then once the various shots were taken, similar to the other 2 shoots, I did not just take one image from each angle. We moved her around, had her posed left and right, looking one way, looking the other way, and then between us we'd decide which ones we liked for the final image. So here, with it being a 35mm shoot, as an upright image, there's less of the train to light up. So here there was maybe only 4 or 5 light painted images. There was one from the side, one from the front, but across here, one across here, and then I think there was 2 from the back, just shining in various parts to light up the inside. So once you do that, you've then done the shoot of the model, Brogan, and also all the rusty locomotives. So after that, you can pack up. I headed the other side of the trees, so we've got a clear landscape to shoot with a tracker at the sky. So you can see here how many carriages and locomotives there are to light up, especially from both sides. So you can understand now, or hopefully you can understand now, why it took so many frames 40 in total I think it was, to hand light or light paint. So I hope that helps explain the composite images that I posted online. Just to go over it all again, so each camera, or each lens and camera, was set and left at one position. So the 14mm shot, roughly about here. We did the pictures of Brogan, and then we left that camera. We move on to the next angle, which was actually further down there, with the 20mm, and then the 35mm would be over there. So after that was all done, Brogan could then return to our car, get the heating on full blast, because we soul must have been frozen. It was -2 or -3 that night. So Brogan could then go home. Then I could concentrate on the three camera setups in the same positions and light paint the locomotive from different angles for each camera. So I would concentrate this one, then I did that 20mm shot, light painted that one, and then finally this camera could get removed and the 35mm shot could be done over here and light painted, and then all that's done. So I'll now take you back to the computer and try and show you the Richard Tatti method of how it's all put together. I would recommend going to his channel to see it in much greater detail. But you've got your foreground, which is a Brogan, you've got your midground, which is the locomotives, and then you've got your night sky. So the night sky you drop in at the end, but you concentrate on your foreground and your midground first. So let's take you back to the computer. So I completely forgot to mention the fact that a sky shot without any flash or light painting is required. ISO was 3200, 20-second exposure at f2.8. And here is said night sky image, at exactly the same position before the light painting was started and after the portraits had been taken of Brogan. So here are the various poses Brogan did for myself with flash on the night. And this was the final selected image for the 14mm shoot. And here are the light painted images taken after the single sky image, all taken from exactly the same point to where the images of Brogan were taken. So once you have layered all of your selected light painted images along with your single sky shot, you end up with this. Then you can add in the selected portrait image and blend these images together, and you end up with something looking like this. I then did a 14mm, 20mm and 35mm tracked sky shot for each of the three setups. So I hope you do like the images. You've perhaps seen them online, I'm not sure, but if you haven't seen them, here they are now. So I'd like to add that this shoot was only achievable with the hard work of Brogan, outstanding in the cold temperatures, and a big thank you to Doonvalley Museum. Without their cooperation and permission, I would not have been allowed to go on site and do the shoot on the night, or come back here and do this vlog today, hence why I'm wearing the high vis. So take care out there, guys.